66,000, right? And anytime it will, cross 67,000 even, while we are doing this video, and then it keep going up. Now, so Dr. Clemen, let's start with last Friday. We have this Miami Mayor, Francis Suri, to be the first politician of that level to take his salary in Bitcoin. Now, it's a big deal for a civil servant to take his wages in Bitcoin, because it speaks so much of the confidence on this financial instrument. Now, right today, we have another politician, and he is none other than the mayor of New York, right? Now, also, he says that he's going to take his next 3-month wages in Bitcoin. Now, New York is a big city, one of the biggest metropolitan city in the world. That has a population more than Singapore. It's like saying to the Prime Minister of Singapore that his salary is in Bitcoin. Now, question to you, Dr. Clemen, is how do you see this confidence impacting the journey of Bitcoin to 100,000?
Wow. That's a great question. And we're going to kickstart this first question looking at the behavior and the conduct of politicians, more importantly, the policy-making decisions made by them. Now, he will start off by taking the first simple step. As the mayor of New York, Eric Adams, he's going to up the ante by making his first 3 paychecks in Bitcoin. So he's kind of leapfrog to the front ahead of Miami. So this is really interesting, because the whole conversation started right here from Mayor Francis Suarez from Miami. And he tweeted on 2nd November, I'm going to take my next paycheck 100% in Bitcoin. Problem solved. Can you help? And my friend Pomplano came and replied, it's time. Who's going to be? He was responding to my friend Pomplano, right? And then Eric Adams came and up the leapfrog. In New York, we always go big. So I'm going to take my first 3 paychecks in Bitcoin when I become mayor. NYC is going to be the center of the cryptocurrency industry and other fast-growing innovative industries. Just wait. So this kind of just pop-up is really interesting, because why? They will always take the first step in making a personal declaration. And thereafter, you translate to the government, entire civil service within the government machinery. That is the second step. And then third step, you translate that to the private sectors. So it will just kind of trickle down. And more importantly, as the mayor of New York, he has every decision-making powers to influence in the area of education. And I believe, he's going to jump that step and look into equipping the entire new generation of New Yorkers to start training in cryptocurrency as well. So this is really exciting time for us. There are 2 parts of the game. Game number 1, we are talking about receiving in terms of money. So there's the element of speculation that everybody believes that the price of Bitcoin will go up. Game number 2, there's an element of education. How do you get the entire new generation of Americans totally immersed in the education of blockchain technologies, into cryptocurrencies, and how that will give a really big pump to the economy that US is working towards too. So that is a great start, and by the politicians. And thank you, Richard, for bringing up this question.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. Well, these are just 2 persons, right? So we have another news that not only just the minister or the politician taking their salary in Bitcoin or in cryptocurrency, we have a whole nation taking their salary in cryptocurrency. Now, that is none other than Brazil. So there's news coming out that Brazil is going to adopt this, a request to adopt this. And Lucia Golek, a member of Brazil Chamber of Deputies, has proposed a bill to make crypto wages auction available for both public and private sector worker in the country. Now, question to you is this. So this is supporting just now what you have said, wide adoption, but how is this different from El Salvador?
Wow, that's a very critical question that we need to kind of draw a line, all right? So let me kind of highlight to all of our viewers on this article. Italian lawmaker recommends crypto payment option for workers. So right now, this is not mandatory. It is optionable for the workers. So the distinction lies here. When we talk about El Salvador, we are talking about legal tender, means by law, holy moly, by law, everybody has to accept Bitcoin as a form of payment. And that's the reason why right here on this paragraph is really important for us to highlight to our viewers. And that is, here we go. The voluntary nature of Golat's proposal is quite different from the approach employed by El Salvador. So we are comparing between Brazil versus El Salvador. Now, El Salvadorian President Nayib Bukele's policies mandated all businesses to adopt Bitcoin as a payment option, even though he repeatedly said that using Bitcoin is optional. Now, this is kind of really mind-boggling, because the moment you pass into law, it is mandatory. Now, this is the part where a very, very popular politician like Bukele, he's able to swing the thoughts and moods and of his electorate. And that's the reason why he's playing with words. But in actual fact, by law, Bitcoin is a legal tender in El Salvador. Anyone giving you Bitcoin, you have to accept it, or else there are penalties behind it. So, step one, we understand about the mandate for El Salvador already. Now, step two, this is the part whereby Brazil is gradually moving towards, just like preparing for the country to adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender. So here we go. Another clause in the Brazilian bill states that workers and their employers must mutually agree before cryptocurrency payments commence, while the employees have the luxury of choosing the percentage of their salary they want to receive in crypto. So this is, at this moment in time, optional. And the limits of the percentage of payment or remuneration in cryptocurrencies will be of the worker's free choice. Any imposition by the employer will be prohibited. So I think this is more like a two-stage program that's adopted by Brazil. Stage one, they kind of get everybody in the economy, working adults, kind of in preparation for the final stage two, and that is the adoption of Bitcoin as a legal tender. So stage one, they're telling companies, get ready. They're telling employees, get ready. Now, if two of you agree, then you can receive your payments, your salaries, your remuneration, everything in cryptocurrency. Then eventually, when they push through the law to get stage two for the adoption of Bitcoin as a legal tender in Brazil, the infrastructure already set up. So usually politicians do it they have a few tricks up their sleeves. El Salvador, because of his popularity, Bukele just bulldozed through. He passed it through, even though there are massive street protests, he doesn't care because he's so hot as a new president. But for Brazil, they use it as a test case, kind of test the water, see how the people respond by passing a law between employers and employees. Then eventually, when they go to stage number two, for the full adoption of Bitcoin, that will be like free and easy for them, easy right swing through the votes. So I guess, Richard, what we are really looking for, the domino effect has already started, kind of started by El Salvador, right now looking at Brazil. And I believe many of the countries in the world are observing this change. And they are also at the same time observing the change in Bitcoin pricing. Even as we speak right now, Richard, we're probably going to break all-time historical high for Bitcoin because it's kind of trading at 66,000. We're just 1,000 away from the all-time high of 67,000. So they are watching changes in law. At the same time, they are also watching the speculation in the prices. And their saliva are dripping all over the place. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. You see, the importance of all this maneuver is on the government level, right? In the past, Bitcoin is only for retail. They say for gangster, for money laundering, for criminal. Now on a governmental level, and it's kind of getting is being accepted as a legitimate thing, right? So for all of you on this program here, you're confident on Bitcoin as an investment tool is very legitimate. Now, the best-selling author, Robert Kiyosaki, of the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, says that the current school system is not enough to prepare the student to face the real challenge out there. And he always say, school is not enough. Now, Dr. Clemen, I want to ask you this. Now that cryptocurrency is becoming mainstream, do you see school teaching crypto, right, as a subject and Bitcoin as a subject to the student?
Oh yes, this is already started from SEC Chairman Gary Gensler. He was teaching blockchain at MIT, and he was so-called on a tenured kind of a professorship track until he was called back to civil service to serve as a chairman of Securities Exchange Commission. Now, the politicians are really, really smart, and that's the reason why they always have kind of the grassroots check at the really grassroots level. What are people talking about? What are they really looking forward to? And there you go, the hot New York Mayor Eric Adams says that schools should teach about cryptocurrency. Now, which area of cryptocurrency do you want to teach about? Now, he didn't elaborate on that, but he didn't talk about blockchain. He used the word cryptocurrency. That's kind of mind-boggling for me. I'm a scholar, and I look at it, hey, you're playing words here, euphemism between blockchain, cryptocurrency. What do you really want to teach? So he kind of make a disclaimer right here, and let's just zoom in a little bit more, and we can all see this very important statement made by him. And here we go. New York's Eric Adams said in a CNN interview, he thinks schools should start teaching crypto technology to its students. So two different words were used at the same time, cryptocurrency, crypto technology, and this is the universe of the blockchain. Now, why is this even important as a subject? So, we think about, you have math, you have science, you have technology, and right now you have blockchain into the picture. And because why? They see this as our future, not just for the Americans, not just for the Chinese, for the whole wide world. Why? Because three very distinct advantages of blockchain. First, you can't play cheat on a blockchain. It's completely transparent. It's a public ledger. Secondly, all the audit trails you can see in the historical past, present, and future. And that's the reason why it builds trust. So blockchain is all about trust. And number three is the element that nobody wants to talk really, really loud about it. And that's the idea of speculation. So blockchain, without the speculation of its prices, nobody will have the funding to fund such a big endeavor. So you need the price to go up to finance all these interesting blockchain projects out there, ranging from Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, and so on. And that's the reason why I guess the biasness is more looking at the pricing. So we started with Eric Adams taking his salary, the pricing of Bitcoin, the first three paychecks. And right now he's going to transmit this into the area of education. Now, what kind of generation we're going to breed is something that I also haven't get around thinking about it. And that is this. If we're going to create and breed a whole new generation of, it's right now even beyond millennials already, and they are always so used to such a big change in the pricing of Bitcoin. I'm going to flash my screen right here. What is the meaning of a big change of a pricing of Bitcoin? We were just looking at $60,000 per coin, and this was like, holy moly, only like 2 days ago on the 6th of November. And today on the 8th of November, we are looking at 66,000. It's just move out $6,000 of pure profit per coin in a span of 2 days. This will be the new generation of traders and investors that will be always chasing this kind of high alpha. Now, is this the kind of generation we want, or do we have the supporting resources to produce and kind of sustain this kind of growth? That is the reason why Bitcoin becomes the viable candidate. Fixed supply at 21 million. Everybody has a chance to go for it, whether you own 0.0001 or 0.1 or 1 Bitcoin or 100 Bitcoin, doesn't matter. We are part of this movement. And that's kind of a sum up this whole question by Richard about education. What is the real education we want to teach? And the answer is this. We want to teach about generational wealth. This is probably the only last season left for each one of us to create generational wealth for the future to be, where everybody is living in blockchain. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. Now, all this news direct, you know, the confident in Bitcoin. You know, if Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is taught in school to the children, and therefore this is not something that is illegal or criminal and all these other things. So it's great news for every one of us here. Now, right now today is the first time that the cryptocurrency market cap has hit 3 trillion. And that's the reason why we want to touch on some of the comment and thinking of the richest man in the world. He's none other than Elon Musk. Now, Elon Musk's wealth today is more than Bill Gates and Warren Buffett add together. And even Jeff Bezos, number 2, is so far away, like 100 billion away. So let's touch on Elon Musk thinking and what is he doing. And because what he's doing, being the richest man in the world, will surely impact us, especially the Bitcoin investor. First, let's talk about what he says on the mounting national debt in the US government spending, printing of money, and proposal to tax unrealized capital gain. Now, this has highlighted, you know, the benefit of cryptocurrency and particular Bitcoin. So, Dr. Clemen, can you explain to us what is this tax issue about this unrealized capital gain that Elon Musk is kind of complaining about?
Wow, Richard, this is a huge monster issue. They have just opened up a can of worms. Now, with that, 3 concepts that we really need to grapple with. First, the concept of government spending. As we know, right now, US is on mounting debts. They were so used to the great era of quantitative easing, printing nonstop of the US dollars, that right now the government spending has resulted, the consequence of it, mounting debts. So concept number 1, because of your spending, you have mountain of debts. That leads to concept number 2. Where do you fulfill the other side to raise money to cover this spending hole? So this is the part the politicians came together and say, okay, why don't we target an unrealized gains tax on the richest man, or not just the only richest man, but on the richest of the richest among the Americans. And that kind of opened up the whole can of worms. Now, when I think about unrealized tax gain, it's like today, for example, we are sitting on $1 million tax, pure profit. I mean, you have $1 million unrealized pure profit gain. You have not sold off yet, all right? Maybe you bought at you bought at 100,000. The price has went up. You can sell right now today. You get back $1 million, right? Now the problem is this: if you are taxing on something that's unrealized, you are sitting paper profits with $1 million, and the government come and tax you on that paper profit of $1 million. Where do you get extra cash to pay off this tax? This is beyond math already. Everybody will go and back borrow steel just to pay off the tax. He haven't even sold off. So we take from this simple numerical example, we kind of go through what Elon Musk is debating about, all right? So first of all, the government spending is the real problem. The federal debt was 56% in 2000. Right now it's 126% and climbing up fast. As a result, the bill to tax the richest in America only covers 10% of the 3.5 trillion spending bill? Where will the other 90% come from? And the great reply is you, the ordinary man. First, they'll tell you they'll tax the rich. And when it's not sufficient, they'll tax the poor. Everybody will be getting hit by this controversial bill. And of course, what is really shocking to me in this tweet is right here. Are we aware of the fact that the US national debt is 28,900 billion, or translated to per individual taxable human being in America, that's $229,000 per taxpayer. That is crazy. All right. That is crazy. Most people don't even earn $229,000 per year. What say you to pay a tax worth $229,000 per person? So this hole is so big they can't cover it up. So as a result, it's saying right here, even taxing all the billionaires at 100% of everything you earn, don't even talk about favorable tax rate. I mean, Hong Kong and Singapore, we are at 17 and 17.5, the lowest in the world today. But even if they make an assumption to tax the billionaires 100%, that will only make a small dent in the number. It can't cover the big hole. So obviously the rest must come from the general public. It is so easy to calculate this, right? So spending by the government is the real problem. Now, how do we translate this to the conversation about Bitcoin then? All right, what has Bitcoin got to do with this crazy notion about taxing unrealized profit? Here we go. So right over here, there's so many arguments put forth, and then we come back to the mayor of Miami, Francis Suarez, and he's saying this is why Bitcoin has become so valuable, an unmanipulatable currency store of value. They can't manipulate this. And the contention is simple. US dollars, the government will just keep printing to finance the spending spree. But for Bitcoin, you cannot mine it forever. It will finally come to a period, a full stop, a complete stop, a cease. And that is when Bitcoin supply hits 21 million. Now, in our calculation, on a 6 Bitcoin halving, Bitcoin will really be mined 99% in the year 2032. My friends, 2032 is not that far away. It's only about 10 to 11 years counting from today. So you can see why everybody right now is crazy about Bitcoin, because this has a fixed supply. Government cannot manipulate it. Now, they may want to tax it in the future. I do not know. But what say you? Now, the mad race to accumulate Bitcoin has already started years back. And the journey for you starts here today. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. So we are still touching on the thinking of Elon Musk thinking. So now he simply give us a simple version that the US, everybody will be taxed even after the billionaire are being taxed. So everybody knows this. So next he says that because of the above, that everybody will be taxed and he will be the first target first. He want to sell 10% of his Tesla stock. He says, I got to pay $20 billion tax. I'm going to sell 10% of his Tesla stocks. So that will give him roughly 20 to 25 billion, depending on the Tesla price. And also, he is also thinking to save tax. He want to convert his Tesla stock into Bitcoin. And in fact, he put on a poll on Twitter, to get a poll whether he should sell the stock or not. And of course, everybody say you should sell your stock and buy Bitcoin. And also what Michael Saylor is suggesting to him, to buy Bitcoin. So question to you, Dr. Clemen, is what do you think he will do since he's going to sell his stock and have 20 to 25 billion? Will he buy Bitcoin? Okay, and question also, what happened to the Tesla stock? Is the Tesla stock going to drop, or what is the impact to the Bitcoin price?
Wow, that's a great question, Richard. I'm going to start off by looking at our software right here on Spiking. We are able to track all the insiders of Tesla as a company. So the number one shareholder is none other than Elon Musk right here. All right. And today he owns approximately 227.1 million number of shares of Tesla. Now, this has an equivalent value of $277.6 billion as of Friday's closing price, and that is $1,222. Now, step one, he went into world of Twitter to put out a challenge, and the challenge is this: he will let all his Twitter's followers decide whether to sell his 10% of the Tesla stocks. Now, 10% of the Tesla stock is a really big chunk. Let me remind all of us again. That's approximately 22.7 million number of shares. And based on Friday's closing, that's approximately $27.7 billion. If you want to sell, somebody needs to buy. All right. Somebody needs to pick up this price tag, or else the stock price will collapse. So let me dive into that in a short while, right? So let's clear a few important concepts. Concept number one, he put out on Twitter and he says that, okay, I let you decide. However you voted, I will fulfill according to the rules of the game. And in fact, the world of Twitter has spoken. 54.2% of participants voted yes on Musk's proposal to sell his stocks. This is, let us take a step back first, all right? Let's take a step back. How could you base $1 billion decision on the common man? And I believe Musk really knows the sentiments of his followers really well. You know, and of course, there might be some kind of manipulation by the tweets or by the trolls. We are not going to speculate on that, all right? But I think he has already gamified the whole polling, knowing that his supporters will definitely say yes. So in actual fact, we got to take a step back at concept number one and really ask ourselves, is this what Elon Musk really wanted? To sell when Tesla stock price is right now trading at an all-time high, $1,222, all right? So I would think that he has already gamified the game. He already wants to sell. So this is like windfall for him, all right? So concept number one, $20 billion windfall will be sitting on his lap. So here we go. And then he created such a big discussion. Everybody will come in and put on their fair amount of comments. And there you go. What could happen to Bitcoin if Elon Musk sell his Tesla stocks? So this is the part, based on the calculation, they're expecting about how much to go into crypto. Meaning to say, at concept number two, after you sell, you collect in US dollars. Now, we are dealing with a few major problems right now. Inflation is a big concern. We need to hedge against the purchasing power of US dollars is another concern. And then this paragraph is super important. We expect Bitcoin to come back as payment acceptance for Tesla cars. Remember, we spoke about this a few weeks ago, and I think that 12 to 13 billion is going into crypto. All right. So Michael Saylor right now controls about 7 billion. And if Elon Musk steps into this game, he'll be the largest Bitcoin holder ahead of Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor will drop to number 2 at 7 billion. Now, this is pure speculation, as the author said it here. Who's the author? Pafraf. And he further add on, maybe Bitcoin ETH split or Dogecoin. I see Musk as a more conservative on money, though I'm betting on Bitcoin, or at least that many institutions could speculate it. All right. So concept number two, the bet is his windfall of his realized profits will go into Bitcoin, because this is still a gray area. The government still do not know how to reconcile, how do we tax cryptocurrency and all that kind of issues, all right? So he's really playing a game, 3 parts. Game number 1 with his followers. He gamified it already. The followers voted to exactly what he wants them to vote. Game number 2, as a teaser to the government officials, I'm going to take my money, my windfall, move it into Bitcoin. What are you going to do about it? All right, that's game number 2. And then game number 3, the possibility of the manufacturer Tesla announcing for the second time that they will accept Bitcoin as a form of payment. And we have been speculating on this over the past recent weeks, all right? So this all add in, what has Michael Saylor got to say to us or to Elon Musk? If the goal is diversification, an alternate strategy to consider is converting the Tesla balance sheet to a Bitcoin standard and purchasing 25 billion in BTC. He said, you don't have to sell. You don't have to sell your stock. You just take your stock, convert into Bitcoin. That will deliver diversification, inflation protection, and more upside for all investors in a tax-efficient manner. Holy moly, this is really big, big, big. If we combine all these 3 concepts together, what we expect to see in a near future is a potential tweet. Number 1, that he has sold off his $20 billion worth of Tesla stock, and he took this cash, move it into Bitcoin. At the same announcement, he may also possibly say that Tesla right now is going to accept Bitcoin as a form of payment because he right now believes that it is much more energy efficient. And finally, number 3, this I believe is the final slap to the government officials. What can you do with me? I'm the richest guy on the planet with the highest number of followers. What can you do with me? Please go and clean up your mess of government spending. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. Well, Dr. Clemen, if he put his money into Bitcoin, the Bitcoin price will go up. So would you tell us, just a wild guess, I think everybody want to know, if he put his money into Bitcoin, how much would that be? What is the price of Bitcoin?
So this one, we have a few models to go and reverse calculate. We are talking about over more than 12 billion worth of potential money from Elon Musk will potentially move into Bitcoin. And this is the part where it gets really, really interesting, all right? So I come back to our coinmarketcap.com. As we can see, today, the market cap for Bitcoin is trading at $1.2 trillion. The total market cap for the entire cryptocurrency market is 2.86 trillion, all right? So we're going to reference one very important benchmark, and then we can see the numbers quite clear already. So I'm going to go to bitcointreasuries.org, and on this website, I kind of move it down. And here we go. This is the number that we're going to benchmark. And that is 114,000 Bitcoin, which Michael Saylor owns. That's worth 7.5 billion. All right. So if Elon Musk is going to buy with over $12 billion worth of Bitcoin, or we just multiply by times 2, he's probably going to accumulate more than 200,000 Bitcoin. Now that 200,000 Bitcoin, according to what we know about Elon Musk, he will one shot go and snap it up. Now, what do I mean by one shot go and snap it up? We go back to the days of January before the announcement by what we call the Elon Musk candle right here. This is the Elon Musk candle, of which on this day, 8th of February, he announced that Tesla has accepted Bitcoin as a form of payment. At the same time, Tesla bought Bitcoins, all right? So we will follow this movement right here, starting from January, somewhere around here. This whole movement up was contributed by Elon Musk, him buying Bitcoin. So this whole movement up here, I'll kind of box out the range. And the range right over here, we found that his average price is probably trading around 333333. Really very easy to remember. Sorry, $33,333. All right. So we translate this idea and we fast forward right now to today, which is right now somewhere around here. So we've seen a mini spike up here. I think this is contributed by his Twitter followers, and everybody finally found the polling is a resounding yes. They're all preparing for this movement of money into Bitcoin. This is going to be large. I mean, it is easily just on Elon Musk himself, we're going to see this price movement. I'm going to change it to Loft, and here we go. Wow, no space. Let me move up a little bit more. Now I found my space. For him, just sending out a simple tweet, this will easily go up to 100,000. Just by the mere fact that Elon Musk, this name, bought more than $10 billion worth of Bitcoin, together with the re-acceptance of Bitcoin as a form of payment for Tesla cars. Guess what? Easily, one tweet, boom, it will go right up there to 100,000. And the movement up, let me warn all of our viewers, you cannot interject in the halfway to buy. It will be too fast already. It will boom, 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 it will just go up there. So already, this is a precursor. I'm also feeling very nervous because this Friday we got a major event trading Bitcoin. This precursor is kind of the clue telling us what is going to happen already. We have never seen a spike in the price of Bitcoin before. We are witnessing right here a first time, a spike, a visual gap in between the candles. We have not seen this before. This is really, really weird anomaly, and I think this is attributed back to Elon Musk. So we're going to see major movement coming up. I hope we are in time for our 12th of November. Back to you, Richard.
Clemen, so Bitcoin is surely making a big difference in every level, from ordinary people of the street to the richest man in the world. So question for you, Dr. Clemen, is how can we better prepare for this journey? You mentioned about 12 November. Can you just let us know how can we all be prepared for this journey that Bitcoin is going to go up to 100,000?
In fact, Richard, to be fair to our new audience, for those of you who are listening to us for the first time, I kind of tell you right up front, you are ill prepared because we have already shared more than 60 episodes of the Bitcoin Bites. And right now we're starting the new episodes on the Bitcoin journey to 100,000. And back then, when we first started airing our views on Bitcoin was trading at about 28,000 and 888. And we really started from the low price of Bitcoin and finally reached all-time high at 67,000. So those of you who are part of our movement, you've seen this entire evolution coming to pass, and you see the culmination of our vision at day one. So currently, what is our YouTube channel name? Is called Bitcoin Journey to 100,000. And I believe right now we are left with a very, very small window. In fact, 5-1, we are left with only 4 days countdown. This is really nerve-wracking right now because I believe that 12th of November will be the greatest moment left for us to seize this opportunity. Now, 12th of November is exactly 18 months after I first make a big entry into Bitcoin on 12th of May 2020. 18 months later, right now I'm going to up the ante. I'm going to put in $1 million to buy a mixture, not just Bitcoin itself and not just Ethereum. I'll be declaring on this Friday some other coins that we should also look at to capture this really, really small window of opportunity. So what needs to happen between now to Friday is this. We have already started our, holy moly, we started like our major countdown. And I mean, our community right now is all really prepared because we are going into battle zone. Now, before you can enter into the battle is, you see, most people got a misconceived idea that, oh, just buy Bitcoin, no? Oh, just buy Ethereum, no? This is very childish, very naive. If I ask you when is the time when you bought your Bitcoin and when's the first time you buy your Ethereum, I bet you wouldn't even remember the dates because it has no psychological bearing on you. And that's why it's meaningless. And for those of you who done that, you don't even know your dates when you first bought Bitcoin. Guess what? You are just trying to pass through time. You are not really serious into this game. Now, how serious is serious? Let me just show all of you what I meant by serious is serious. This is like exactly our countdown spiking to the moon 100,000, making a difference in one's lifetime, right? So we have our daily activities since last Monday, 1st of November, opening an account, wire transfer, and we just finished a major big part of our homework, and that is reading 3 banks' report: Citibank, Standard Chartered Bank, DBS Bank. Now you can read on your own, but you may not have the insights to connect them. And that's what we do. We need to prepare for the battle ahead. And then on day 6, Saturday, we kind of gone through the third Bitcoin halving 2020, so that you know what's going to happen on this Friday, and you're not going to ask nonsensical questions. We are all ready to fight the battle. And that means getting ready. On day 7, it was yesterday, Sunday, we went through Bitcoin Gold 2.0 Cashless Society, a whole chunk of information. And for this week, today, Monday, we are on Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy, the strategy that they took to buy Bitcoin. And then tomorrow, Tuesday, we're going to learn and master a song called Live. Wednesday, we're going to introduce all of our warriors in the battle zone. And on Thursday, that's your only day left, your rest day. And finally, on Friday, we're going to go into the market to kill some blood, slaughter the streets. And that's the reason why, maybe I get our panelists to help me share the information. For those of you who are interested, there's very little time left. This is your final opportunity. You can go to our link at spiking.com/SR. And you can see this also on the Zoom chat as well as in the Facebook chat, spiking.com/SR. This is your final chance to join us as warriors to claim your victory, all right? So I can tell you this is probably the last time I'm doing this as well. After that, I think Bitcoin will be on the path to $1 million already. Everything that we shared with you guys, from politicians to education to countries adopting Bitcoin, oh man. And with this crazy uncanny opening of the worms about taxing unrealized gain, the politicians have run out of ideas and they continue their spending spree. And the only solution left is Bitcoin. That's the only solution left for you and I, every common man out there, to kind of hatch yourself from this mind-boggling debt that every taxable American will be taxed more than $200,000 per taxable individual. This is crazy amount of debt. So if you want to shield your kind of a wealth preservation, shield all your assets, this is the way to go. So I want to leave this with a last message, and that is very, very clear. This Friday is about spiking to the moon 100,000. It is only designed for those of you who are ready to enter the battlefield with me. All right? If you are wishy-washy, you're undecided, you're down there like frivolous about making an investment, you're thinking of this more like a lottery ticket, sorry, the battle is not designed for you. I'm only looking for very committed warriors. We go in, we are part of this movement, and we're going to hang on all the way to the right. And it doesn't end off at this Friday. Since 12th of May 2020, when I traded with our students, we have been keeping them really, really alive by strengthening the psychology. And most of you will not be able to withstand that kind of pressure. So if you are ready to be a warrior, I invite you to join us at spiking.com/SR. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. So you can find that link right now at the chat board there. It's very important for us to have a very strong community so that you can hand on to each other and then on our journey to 100,000. So secret to success, wake up early in the morning, work hard, and own Bitcoin. So this is Richard Tan. I want to wish you well, health, and happiness in your life, and see you again this coming Wednesday. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
We believe that investing in our education
has the highest leverage and is the greatest equalizer.
Regardless of background, everyone can have the same opportunities in education.
We believe in doing what is right, not what is easy. We believe in anything that is worth doing, we do it with passion and excellence.
We believe that happiness is the key to success.
If you love what you're doing, you're already successful.
And that both success and failure are temporary, worth sharing about and even celebrating.
That said, we believe we have had our fair share of both.
Yay!
We believe that when the market is tough, we can be tougher.
We believe the best product should win, not the best sales pitch.
We believe that winners are winners because they don't quit.
We believe that the biggest sin is to make learning boring.
We believe in making decisions and owning our results.
We believe in innovation to continually provide value to all around us.
We believe that together, everyone achieves more.
We believe that real leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders.
We believe that we can learn from our competitors.
We believe that women work harder, do better, and are more confident.
We believe it's okay to be proven wrong.
It's okay to change your mind.
And it's okay to cry when you're having a really rough day.
We believe in giving everyone the benefit of the doubt.
We believe in always saying please and thank you.
We believe that if dreaming is free, then we should dream big.
and then working hard to achieve it.
We believe that if we have knowledge, it's our duty to pass it down.
We believe that we shouldn't teach something we ourselves don't believe in.
We believe it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
We believe in saying sorry and meaning what we say.
We believe in being high-tech, means adding a human touch.
We believe that no one has all the answers.
Not even us.
But we go find out and we learn.
We believe that learning never ends, and once you stop learning,
you start dying.
We believe that one person
or one great idea can change the world.
That's why we believe in helping you grow and succeed.
And with your help, we can change lives globally.
We believe.
We believe. We believe.
Thank you for your belief in us.